Well, it has been a busy week for everyone, and I wanted to post this public service announcement to let you know how we are going to manage opening up our doors for Sunday school, as well as providing a reminder for the Center for Disease Control and Virginia recommendations and requirements for us in our house of worship. As you recall, we are obligated by Scripture to be obedient to the authority that God has placed ahead of us or in front of us or over us. And that authority happens to be the state of Virginia, the government. And as long as we can be obedient to them without being disobedient to God, we are under Christian obligation to do so. Furthermore, we are under Christian obligation for our love of brother to provide our best effort for their safety. So, with those two things in mind, let us take a look at the guidelines that the Center for Disease Control have given us regarding what they require and what they recommend for our house of worship. Over here I have the Virginia Department of Health guidelines, and beginning on page 33, we have the Phase 3 guidelines for houses of worship, which includes Faith Baptist Church. So, mandatory requirements right here, religious services. We are to be seated at least 6 feet apart at all times and must practice physical distancing at all times. Family members, that is, those who live in the same household and are regularly in contact with each other, may be seated together. We have placed blue painter's tape, as you will see, on the pews, as well as roping off every other pew. So when you come in to sit down, if you are not in the immediate family, if you don't live in the same home as another member, ensure that there are at least 2 spaces in between the blue tape lines between you and the person you are sitting next to. This is a reminder. Also, we only use single-use elements for communion now. We also have a thorough disinfection program that is in place. We use Lysol wipes and we use Pure Green 24 on all commonly touched hard surfaces. We also have signage at the entrance that states no one with a fever, symptoms of COVID-19, or known exposure may enter the building. We also have a health assessment station that makes sure that you are not running a fever, which is a symptom of COVID, before entering the building. If we are not able to meet these requirements, if you decide to be disobedient to the state and they tell us that we can no longer hold worship because we can't encourage you to follow the rules of the state, then we must not conduct in-person services according to the Virginia guidelines. So please help us keep the building open by following the guidelines that we have put into place. The Centers for Disease Control also recommend wearing a mask when you are indoors. Now, the best practices that they have is to designate a health coordinator and health equity team, and we have met with them yesterday evening to prepare for our opening the building for Sunday school. Conduct a thorough cleaning before and between services. We only have one service, but we will be meeting with the adult Bible class in the sanctuary, in the auditorium area. If you are attending that class, either after picking up your kids, return to the seat that you were in, or just stay where you are so that someone else doesn't come and take your seat. And we will be wiping down all the hard surfaces in between the Bible class and the service. We have also designated different doors now for entrance and exit to the building. I have here the floor plan roughly outlined for the church. Up here at where my mouse is pointing, you can see the foyer. That is the lobby area. Here's the sound room, and this is the main auditorium. This is where we have our health assessment teams conducting this health assessment for you as you enter the building. If you are going to leave, we ask that you go out these doors at the front of the sanctuary and through the hallway. Exceptions are made on a case basis for those people that have difficulty walking, in which case we will allow you to exit through the fire doors right here on either side of the sanctuary. The normal exits to the building will be the same exits you've been leaving out of regularly up to this point. In addition, the exit that goes out to the outbuildings. Now, we also have changed the designation on these two doors to be entrance doors. So if you are bringing a student to Sunday school September 13th, bring them to the health assessment table, go through the sanctuary, drop your student off and exit. Or go around the outside of the building and come in through this entrance and drop your student off. And then go out one of the designated exits. The recommendation from the Center for Disease Control, as you will recall, is that we have single separate doors to enter and exit. Allow interior doors to remain open to limit the touching of door handles. We also have designated personnel. Our ushers are opening any doors that stay shut for air conditioning purposes. Provide hand sanitizing stations. You have seen those. Those have not changed. We do have one touchless entry, but again, we are using designated personnel. And then it says providing single-use barriers. As you recall, we place the trash receptacles on the outside or very near the door for the restrooms so that after you're done washing your hands, you can use the towel to turn off the water and to open and close the door to the restroom on your way out so you do not have to touch those handles. And we are emailing and sending out digital bulletins for the most part. A few of you are still receiving them by the snail mail in paper form. So it is a continuing process. I hope to see you all. As you remember, Sunday school begins at 9 a.m. It is not 9:30. Adults will be meeting in the Sanctuary Worship Center. The nursery is still meeting in the nursery, which is right here. We will be serving breakfast for the bus kids in the fellowship hall. Kindergarten, first, second graders will be meeting in this classroom. Third, fourth, and fifth graders will be meeting in this classroom. High school students will be meeting in this classroom. Middle school students will be meeting in the modular building outside. And the preschool will be meeting where the normal preschool is. So let me summarize. Everyone must check in at the health assessment table. After checking in, follow the normal flow of traffic going in a door designated an in or out a door designated an exit. Drop your student off. Attend Sunday school. Pick your kindergarten and above student back up and go back to where you were sitting before. Make sure you leave 2 spaces between people who are not in your family. Wear your mask. Bless your brother and sister. And let us all get through this together. God bless you all. Thank you for your attention.